Hey, nobody's out there, right? Good. Anyway, I just watched my own video. I lied in my mattress and I watched my own video. In some I have this lizard brain state where I'll lie and I'll watch my video and my lizard brain is desperately searching for cuteness. There's there's some sort of deep-rooted lizard brain feeling of security at looking for cuteness in my face. But the cuteness is just totally dwindled out. There's from a certain angle for years there's a little cuteness, but not really. Anyway, it's gonna get worse. There's gonna be more and more old man. And really I can't even see without glasses. And so if I put on these glasses, now there's really no if I put on glasses and I just wear I look like an old, just ugly guy. Old, ugly, nerdy, weak guy. Which is what I really am. I really am an old, ugly, nerdy, weak guy. My wrists are weak. I'm just being supported by my dad. Anyway, nobody should listen to this. I'm just droning. I ate a bunch of cheese and bread with tomato sauce, and I'm gonna throw it up. At my lowest low, I just eat for comfort, and then I try to throw up. But there's not even any reason to throw up anymore because I can't be young and cute. I have this thing where I'm gonna say, no trying to be young. No trying to be young. I should just give up no try to be young or attract a young woman. It's just it's the life instinct. It's it creeps up like weeds, just like life trying to find a way. This desperate, terrified old animal has been defeated in his dad's house for 7 years, trying to get rid of this doom feeling by thinking maybe I can get young and maybe I can get some young pussy. Young pussy. Just even saying young pussy, it's it's a feeling of flowers and green hills and stuff. Anyway, just even catering to young pussy delusionally is has kept me going for the last 2 years. Jiu-jitsu, try to be charming, potentially young pussy watching. Anyway, it all sounds gross. Just the situation of being a weak male it's just inherently disgusting. Anyway, but I can confess my sins if I basically just say that's the situation. All right, so now what? Well, I can't see. I think America. I'm gonna just talk at large. It's just I don't know. Whatever I'm saying, maybe it's all wrong, but I feel this is an American situation. There's a situation across America where there's a bunch of people who don't make the cut anymore, and there's no good jobs, and there's these horrible dead-end service jobs. I look out every day for the last 8 years. I look outside, I see the traffic, I see these rotor-rooter trucks on this slow slog through traffic. They're gonna pay the toll, they're gonna honk, they're gonna butt ahead and be I'm no sucker, you're not getting ahead of me, and they're gonna go fuck you, you're pathetic, and they're gonna butt ahead, and they're gonna wear some Harley Davidson tattoo and have some truck, and they're gonna go, what's the point? Just that's what's kind of available. And then there's some guy in a Tesla who's hiding in the Berkeley Hills or something. I don't know, what am I saying? I'm just describing various things that I've seen. And so I'm just gonna keep ducking. I'm gonna keep ducking and hiding from the. There's a bunch of guys who can't get the quality of life that they had, I guess, or I don't know, life didn't work out. And then there's some dead end service job that they could do, and then I think I would imagine. I don't want to be mean to my. Let's just say no one's watching this. But I bet you there's a lot of women who are just I bet you, by and large, across America, there's a lot of men who are where's my dream job? And then there's a lot of women who's like, where's my guy who's gonna like pay for stuff, and just. And then there's women who are like, can't you? Actually, I don't even know the situation with women, but I think women generally want like some bad boy. There's like all these tattooed single moms, and so there's women who are kind of holding out for some guy to like pay for them, who's like, they want like a lame-o guy who's gonna pay for them, or some like bad boy. And they're like, look, I got a tattoo, I'm like a bad boy. And so, but the bad boy, like, there's all these like tattooed single moms, and they're like, I'll take a bad boy, some like cool studly guy with a tattoo, or I'll take like some dorky dude to like pay for my kids or pay for my way of life. And I can't be a bad guy, or whatever the fuck. I can't be cool, whatever the hell women want, a strong, brave tattoo guy. And then I can't be. I don't want to just slave the. I can't get like a good job and pay for some pretty woman. And so, what's my? I'm just gonna hang out here and keep getting old, and pass the time. Get rid of this feeling of terror. I'm gonna eat bread. I'm gonna throw up. I just ate all this bread. I should throw it up. One of my favorite things is like just making toast. I have this white bread toast, and then I melt some cheddar cheese, and my dad has this like tomato sauce. And if I put tomato sauce and cheddar cheese and stuff on bread, I can eat this like thing that basically tastes like pizza. And I put lemon juice on it, and it's like pizza. And then I feel comfort, but now I feel fat. Now I feel like, oh God, I'm gonna get fat. And so I should just throw it up. It's kind of silly. It sucks to have like man boobs and have like fat. And so, but if I get skinny, I just look like creepy. I can't look like young and cute anymore. And so, but I can do this. I can just cry publicly. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cry publicly through the hours. I used to be able to get disciplined to like wake up and do like a routine of like work. I thought I would try to wake up at like 4 a.m. and like do work at like 4 a.m. Have discipline, but like I can't. There's just too much doom. I'm up to my neck in like doom and terror, and just I can't function. It's like John Lennon says. John Lennon has this song called "Working Class Hero." People have been in like common situations for all of human history. That's the sense I get from listening to other people. John Lennon has this song I always think about called "Working Class Hero," and he says, they kicked you and poked you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career, but you can't really function, you're so full of fear. And he's like, a working class hero is something to be. But he didn't do the fucking... John Lennon's like, I can't shovel shit, I'm not going to do that dishwashing job. But you guys are fucking losers, why don't you do it? There's this narrative from people who are like, come on, there's nothing wrong with being... I've said all the same shit over and over. But that's like this... I think that situation is kind of like across America. And there's some guy inching across the freeway right now. There's a gas truck, and he's in traffic, and there's some guy like riding his bumper saying, fuck you, you're not going to get the better of me. That's I see. I see a guy driving the gas truck inching across the freeway to the toll booth, and another guy pushing and shoving behind him. And there's another truck right now, and they're going to go do some shit. They're going to shovel shit. They're going to itemize some papers and unload some boxes and shit. Which point? And I don't know why. I guess their dad isn't paying their bills. They got somebody pregnant, or they're kicked. They don't want to be homeless. And I'm not like knocking that, but I'm just like, there's no salvation there. I've tried that. There's no hope for me at the dead end service job. I'm just gonna keep circling around and saying the same shit. I have to cope. I tried to get cool. I tried to do these things. I tried to be sexy, cool, edgy, funny, young, brave, impressive, charming, beautiful. But now I have to like give up at that. I have to be like, all right, let's let the complete death of trying to be good enough to get like a young woman to like me. Let's completely let that die. Completely let go of any trying to be cool or charming. So I just have to like sit with this and adopt this, and then see if I can just go back to like occupying my brain doing something constructive, walking dog, just coming up with a routine to like manage time, do something constructive, and just not be like crippled with terror. And it's hard to like motivate. It's hard to motivate. I got there's motivation in like delusional, maybe I can get like a young woman. Like for the last 2 years, I'm like, maybe if I do like a ton of, if I do steroids, if I do jujitsu, if I do acting, maybe I can get some young woman. But no. It's like, some old single mom might want it. And I'm never gonna be able to be that guy. I'm never gonna be able to be a satisfied, functional man with an older woman. I'm always going to be like crying. I'm going to be like, and she's going to look at me like, what kind of man are you? I saw my whole childhood was terrified, weakened man who's genetically the same as me being bossed around by some mean, stronger woman. And so can't do that. I'm not knocking it, but I'll be like, I'll be crying, and she's probably going to get a lot of my money and time somehow. And it's going to be, and then meanwhile, like no sex anyway, and just I give up. So I'm trying to get to this. I'm trying to get to like, this was kind of okay. I gotta quit this jujitsu thing. Really, I closed my Tinder. The jiu-jitsu is basically like, maybe I can learn to like face people, but it's all just basically like, maybe I can get some like young beautiful woman who can have like a kid and then be a man. I would think like, maybe I can be a man, but I can't be a man. It's not worth it. The consolation prize for being a man is too awful. And so, and I can't even really do it. Like, I don't even know what men do. If you have some wife, I don't even know. They go to dinners or they go shopping or something, whatever. I can't do that. It's too awful. And so what's the point? What day is it? It's Tuesday? Alright, so I have to quit jiu-jitsu. So what I should do is at 6:30, I should go to the jiu-jitsu gym and try to quit. I guess I could just go there now. What time is it? It's 8:40. I could just go there now. There's traffic though. There's gonna be a bunch of traffic. I don't want to get there during a class, because if I get there during a class, I'm gonna have to like stand there and wait, and nobody's gonna help me. It's gonna be like, if I go to this, it's gonna be kind of sad, because it's not sad, but there's going to be this teacher. There's this teacher there who's kind of like, I don't know. What am I saying? It's really sad that like, in all of my life, I've had like these like brush ups with people, but really like nobody even really likes me. Like there's going to be I'm going to want, like when I leave the class, I'm going to want to say like, well, it was good like knowing you or something. It was good. I liked your thing. But he's just gonna be like, yeah, we never really like connected. Like we never even really talked to each other. That's kind of like how all of my life is like just a bunch of people are like, you never like connected with me. And I'm like, well, I don't know how. I'm too scared, and I'm too pathetic, and I'm too, I guess, just stuck in my own head. And it's just kind of like, I want to be like, hey, didn't we have some good times? And it's like, no, you were just this some weird guy who kept doing this weird shit over and over. And so there's going to be some sort of like, when I leave this gym, I want to be able to say like, oh, like it was nice knowing you, but they're gonna like, we didn't even really know each other. Like it's just, that's kind of, it's really horrible. It's just it really sucks to be like a timid, terrified, nerdy, unremarkable, unable to connect with people guy. And I never really can get over it. Anyway, I want to throw up this pizza. I want to get this shit out of my stomach. I guess I'm just gonna walk the dogs. I should quit jiu-jitsu. I'll tell them like I have to still pay the fee, like my fee is overdue, and I'll just say, well, my dad will pay it in a week or something. They might not let me quit unless I think they'll let me quit. And then I gotta throw up this food really quick. Can you? Nobody's out there, right? If nobody's out there, it doesn't matter what I say. But if somebody is out there, I'm just like, can you have fun? Can you enjoy life? Can you get fired up about some stuff and enjoy? If you can, just I hope you do that. Hey, the sun is up. The sun is up, and now I'm not so freaked out, and so yeah, just for the record, like jiu-jitsu was sort of like, I should really quit this shit because it's taking $500 a month. I'm just paying $500 a month for basically like a little bit of warmth. Like if I do jiu-jitsu, there's like this warmth, which basically is like, it's just this it's my life. I don't want to say, no one should listen to this. I know this is all very depressing, but this is how it really feels. Is this jiu-jitsu basically has been like one of many things over the last few years where I'm like, oh, like I felt like the shower is like getting cold, the heat is running out of the shower, and this jiu-jitsu thing is like, oh, like I found like a little more heat, but the amount of time and effort that it's taking to get that heat is just so, like, it's like I have, in order to jiu-jitsu, I have to like do this crazy CrossFit workout just to get like enough strength to like topple over these like young men. And if I do like a really hard cardio, if I do really hard CrossFit workout, I can be strong enough to like knock over some young men who aren't even really that good. And then I'd be like, I'm strong. And then I'm like, hey, where's my young woman? I'm like, hey, young women, like I do jiu-jitsu. Who wants to have sex with me? And it's like, women are like, are you crazy? Like, you're an old man, and even if we were with you, you don't have any money. And I'm like, oh yeah. All right, so I give up. I don't want the older. At my jiu-jitsu gym, there's this like single. At my jiu-jitsu gym, it's women know, like I don't know the mind of women, but it seems like women really know like what's up at like some sort of like carnal level. Like at my jiu-jitsu gym, there were these two like really horrible nobody's listening, right? But at the jiu-jitsu gym, there were these two really horrible experiences where there's like these, basically at the whole time I've been at jiu-jitsu, there's not many women, but there's a few women. And there's like these two kind of like pretty young women, and like you'll do like these drills. You'll get paired up with somebody to do some like little like drill, and I would get paired up with some like some pretty young woman, and the pretty young woman eventually goes like, oh, get away. She can sense like my desperation. She can sense that like, oh, and I'd be like, oh, no big deal. We're just doing this little drill together, and she's like, I need a different partner, and she'll go to some other guy, and they'll be like, what? Like I was hiding my desperation, and it's like she knows, and then she'll be like, I don't want to be with you, like you're obviously like an old guy getting with some desperate hope of like getting like a young beautiful woman. And then out of left field, the last like few years is some single mom, like if I go There's just the women know like the nature of the game. They know the situation you're stuck in, even if you're hiding it as like a man. I'm just gonna say you statements. I don't even care if anybody's watching this. But when I go to improv, I'm like, when I go to improv or if I go to jiu-jitsu, there's like this like, what? Like, young women, what? I'm just here for the personal betterment. And then like there's some situation where like some young woman is like, not a chance, don't even try it. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not even trying anything. And then there'll be some single mom who's like, I could use you. And I'm like, oh God. And then that's just over and over and over. If I go to improv acting, there's some young woman who's like, not a chance, or like some like Asian lady who's like, can you pay for me? And then out of left field, there's some single mom who's like, I could use you. And I'm like, fuck. And just, it's been that way for years. And so I give up. All right, so that's how it was at jiu-jitsu. The jiu-jitsu, there's some single mom who's like, come on, do my stuff. I could use you. And so there's no like faking it. There's no. So what I can be is I can be like a defeated old man doing my crafts at home. That's what I can realistically be. All right, so let's do that. Let's quit the jiu-jitsu. Now, when I quit this jiu-jitsu, there's going to be this really bad like feeling for like maybe a month. There'll be this like real. The jiu-jitsu really did give like a comforting like. It's like a feeling of warmth, but it's so expensive, and it's just kind of prolonging the inevitable. Like, it's just a lot of time and money to try to like avoid this like. It's just the whole day just going to be like activities to get rid of a doom feeling, and it's like, let's just do art. I just want to do art and find my own way of getting rid of the doom. No more like I'm gonna change, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna get worse. And so, what's the point? I should quit the damn. Quit the jiu-jitsu and no more of this. No trying to be cool, edgy, funny. No trying to be young. No trying to attract a young woman. No trying to be brave. No trying to be impressive. No trying to be charming. No trying to be beautiful. No asserting superiority or defining my bigness off of others' smallness. I hate to say it, but that's like a lot of jiu-jitsu also. It's basically like, hey, can I define my bigness off of your... Can I define my winnerdom off of your loserdom? It's weird. I guess there's different ways to interpret it, but it's kind of like low-key bullying. It's like a forum for bullying. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's probably good ways to describe it also. It is a good way to get like a dose of human contact. If you really look at jiu-jitsu, it's kind of just basically it's like group hugs under the guise of like, we're doing like tough stuff, but really it's kind of like an excuse to like touch other humans in a room, and it is kind of it gets rid of like a doom feeling. It's kind of it's healing in a weird way, but you can just, I don't know. It costs so much money. It's like basically it's a 2-hour endeavor. If I think about like the amount of time it takes to suit up, drive there, drive back, it's basically $500 a month plus 2 hours a day, and I'm doing it like every day, and then I have to work out an hour just to prepare for it. And so basically it's like 3 hours a day plus $500 a month just to get rid of the doom feeling, and then eventually it's gonna just the doom is gonna. I should just sit with the doom and learn to like cope with it. Just learn to just endure the doom. The coldness is gonna get worse and worse, and so I have to just cope. I get used to the cold swimming pool. Quit trying to run to the fucking hot tub. All right, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I tried this before. I was at the same juncture like 2 years ago, and there's this like cold, desolate, barren feeling, and then eventually go, I need some warmth, and just the fucking like. The nighttime gets really hard. Like there's either if I try to go to sleep. Nobody should listen to this. But if I try to go to sleep early, even if I sleep 8 hours, there's still going to be this like there's basically a 3-hour window of time when it's going to be dark and it's hard to like not just like shrivel up in fear during that time. It's hard to stay motivated. So I want to figure out a strategy to cope with that without paying a lot of money, without a lot of time and money. So I guess what I could try is I could try to just make videos. Like, if I make one of these videos, I can. It's really weak and pathetic, but I'm weak and pathetic. If I make one of these videos, I can sort of like get myself to do stuff. I keep wondering, like, why am I making videos to YouTube? Like, why do I have to keep putting these videos out on YouTube? If I just stream on Kick, there's kind of like this feeling like no one can hear me scream. I don't know how to explain it. Like, if I just do I try to just do Kick stuff. I kind of like, I guess I'm trying to sort of communicate with my ex, or if I put videos on YouTube, it's like my ex could watch this. That's at some like deep-rooted mammal level. I want like my ex to be like attracted to me. That's kind of at some there's like a feeling of security. If I make a video, my ex might watch this. There's something about like, she was the best pussy. She was the best, like, she was the only pussy I really wanted to like. I just wanted like a pretty white woman, and she was the only like pretty white woman. Hot. She was like she had like sexiness where I was like, okay, I could like breed with her. And so she was the only like pretty white woman that let me put my dick in her, and that was like 10 years ago. And so I'm still, if I make a video on YouTube, I feel like she might watch this. Now, rather than do some like show off stuff, I want to make a video and then use the video to like get myself to do some kind of art. What I really should do is, if I could do it, I got to get back to this. I got to get back to like just do art, be like an old man doing like my little crafts, but do it without this like I feel like my bones are crying. If I just do art stuff, there's just this crying of just like, I'm just an old dead man and no one can hear me scream, and I'm just gonna get older and die. And it's really I'm always trying to get like fired up. I'm trying to get rid of this doom feeling, and I'm trying to get like motivation to just be like, can I get like a peace of mind and then get enthusiastic about like doing some like, yay, like I'm on the path. It's gonna be good. It's getting so hard to like find that. Maybe I can't do that anymore. Like maybe I can't even I guess like the lowest, like what might happen is like I might just have to like curl up into bed when the sun goes down, soothe myself with some sort of shows, and then just like walk dogs during the sun, and just, I guess, just talk, like make these videos and just talk to get rid of loneliness. This might be like, I feel so tired now. I'm getting like really old and tired, and so maybe I can't even do constructive stuff. I don't want to play video games, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel so depressed. Like maybe just keep my costs down, kind of live like a mental patient, just basically like talk like I'm doing some sort of group therapy shit, stimulate my brain, distract myself from thinking about like death, and then when the night comes, like curl up into bed. It feels good to like curl up into bed and just watch some stuff on YouTube and browse my phone, and then just get through the night, take a bunch of pills, go to sleep. I want to like wake up early, but it's the fucking nobody's out there, right? I'm just gonna keep talking. Just without doing like a bunch of like hubbub, without like doing a lot of push-ups and doing a lot of like trickery, without doing like a lot of mental and physical gymnastics. My default feeling is just like sheer dead, hopeless terror, like dead in the water, like just crazy, like like my bone, it feels like my bones are like crying. Like it just feels like there's this like crying, like, oh my god, I just, like oldness has just got me, and no one can hear me scream, and I can't even be cute anymore, and I know it's all getting worse, and so I'm just like, fuck, I'm just terrified, and just, I'm like, fuck, there's gonna be some financial collapse. There's gonna be some, like, the money's gonna run out, something's gonna fall apart, and then it's gonna be like dead end service job, dig your own grave, crying. Nobody's out there, right? I'm just gonna keep talking. This is so self-indulgent. This is just total pathetic, just trying not to think about death. But nobody's out there, right? But do you know that feeling? Do you know the feeling of like, nobody's out there, right? You know the feeling of like breath, seeing your breath in the morning. I'm so scared of that. I'm so scared of seeing your breath, walk into some building, some like bakery, the bakery thing, the sliding door of like the morning, getting up, some like the lights flicker on, there's like trays, there's some other guy who came in there and he's like, all right team, or just like he's firing up the oven or something. There's like some graffiti on the wall and some sort of like morning radio. There's some morning radio thing, listening to some morning radio guy. And then like just traffic. No one cares. Some company logo, and just dirt and grime. What's the point? I keep seeing that. I see like, if I'm not careful, that's what's gonna come. It's gonna be like, shut the fuck up and get in that dead end service job. Just shut the fuck up and do that grunt work. Just shut the fuck up, you schlub, you fucking loser. Go do that dead end service job. And I know that's the default force that tends to. I say, what else are you gonna do? That's how life like checkmates people. It just says, you fucking loser, you fucking, just go. You call yourself a man. You'll have a feeling of accomplishment. Go do that bakery thing. Go do that trucker delivery part-time, dead end, built half your pay, some shit nobody wants to do at like 3 a.m. Just fucking. There's no hope there. It's so fucking bleak. There's just that. I know there's guy. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying, like, I know that road. I know that like dead end service job, part time schlub, like some guy with a clipboard he's a manager guy, and he's like, all right, welcome aboard. He's not even making eye contact. Go do this. Oh, welcome aboard. Here, blah blah blah. Sally wants you to go do this, blah blah blah. And meanwhile, there's some cameras. Sally's just like raking in the money. She knows you're only going to be there for like 6 to 8 months before you quit. The last guy fucking quit. The last like 3 guys quit. And then all this like awful hubbub. It's like, oh, you gotta wear gloves. You gotta watch our little tutorial video on how to put on the gloves, how to do. And it's like, and then some guys are like, can't you just follow the fucking the procedure? And then just like, and then there's some other person there who's got like a kid or two, and then they're like, yeah, the last guy, he didn't really work out. And then morning radio, and like some weird like kind of barely hot secretary person that a bunch of guys there have a crush on. There's some guy who's like got some plan about like, I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna get like a woman. It's just, that shit is like all over the fucking place. What's my? It's better in here. It's way better in here. I've seen so many versions of that. There's so many fucking. It's just fucking. There's nowhere to go. I've seen all the different options. You're supposed to have a kid when you're young and cute, and then it just seems like from 40 onward, with few exceptions, it's gonna be sad and depressing no matter what. No matter, it's just various forms of like sad, depressing. No one cares. No one can hear you scream type shit. It's just all over just some like people playing their game. What's the point? I don't know. Let's see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's all I see. I'll use I statements. That's all I see. I hope if somebody's watching this, if no one's watching this, it doesn't matter what I say. But if somebody's watching this and like, you're wrong, Sean, you're wrong. Your blanket statements don't apply to old people. Well, I hope you find something better. I haven't been able to find anything better. I hope anybody can like find some fun. But man, I don't want to get in checkmate with some dead end service job or single mom type thing. That's what I see. That's what I see out there. I see you were in this game the whole time. You could pretend like I'm not in the game. Actually, you really can kind of like duck the game. Like you can really just kind of live like a celibate. They say that incel thing, but like I think an incel is not totally an incel. I mean, there are options out there. There's some other like there's definitely an older, uglier person that you could get laid with if you really lowered your standards enough. I think that applies to pretty much anybody. But like, it's just so bad, right? And so, but I think like just kind of celibate, like ducking, and just anything, playing some game or like just some sort of like childlike. We all used to be kids. I keep thinking that it's like we used to be kids, and then we got old. And there was like craving for sex or whatever because of puberty, but the craving for sex kind of like dies off. And so there's like various forms of like just enjoy simple pleasures, nature, duck pond, I don't know, whatever joy you can find, arts and crafts, whatever, anything. I don't know, whatever, friends, family, motorcycling. Whatever the hell. Running, hiking. But I think you were supposed to have kids. The life kind of wanted you to have kids. The feel-good instincts were always like things that could have led to kids. But anyway, I guess you have, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so how am I should quit this jiu-jitsu thing. How am I gonna quit this jiu-jitsu thing? Well, I should go to the dog park now, and then after the dog park, I should just quit. And then I should see if I can like stay quit. I'm gonna feel like really depressed and be like, I guess I could always like restart, but if I restart, I have to get like a job. But there's just no hope. Like if I do jiu-jitsu and if I take steroids and if I get a job, there's just gonna be some fat older single mom ethnic chick. I know how this goes. I know it's like that's the nature of the game. I'll restart Tinder and it's gonna be like, hey, thanks for all your hard work. Here's like an overweight ethnic chick with 2 kids, who's like 40 something and can't have any more kids, and she'll. There's no purpose. You're supposed to have kids when you're young, and then it's just. I guess you can be like a big bear, man. Like there's like those like overweight ethnic chicks or single moms. Maybe they can eventually find some like they need a guy who's like more I don't know, more ugly than me or something. I keep thinking like who does that? Like who? I've never been in the mind of like another man, but I'm trying to think like that woman. She needs like an even more defeated guy. I always think like women when they get older, they want like a bear. They want like some like fat guy who gets fatter so that he can't even like he's like fat and he's got like a beard and he's like I'll fix your thing, I'll fix your toilet or your cabinet. He's like I'll do this whatever the lady wants. She's like I need you to do the stuff. He's like I'll do it. And then he drinks beer and that keeps him like so bad that he's like he has nothing except her. He's really like he doesn't have any hobbies. I guess that's what the single moms and the overweight ethnic chicks, if they really look around, they can find some like some bear guy who's like just no like he there's a song by George Strait where he says like I get carried away, and he's saying kind of what women want. Or what I imagine women want. He's saying like he says I don't believe in chasing crazy dreams. My feet are planted firmly on the ground. And he's like, I don't drink my whiskey too extreme. He's saying like, I'm just some dopey, like dog. Women, they want like a dog, or I don't know what they want, but I imagine like I'll just say I statements. If I was an older woman, I would be looking for some like just kind of cute guy who looks like a beat up like old gnome with like a beard, and he's like, oh shucks, like I'm just lucky to have you, and like he's like fat, but he's like not abusive and not bitter. And he'll do the stuff, but he doesn't have like some hobby. He's not trying to be like a rock star. He's not trying to, and he's kind of happy with his old potbelly, and he's like, I'll fix your car. I'll help you at the store. And I imagine that's what most women want. They want, I think just everybody, they want what they want. They want somebody to serve them. They want to get what they want, and they don't want to get used. And so I'm always trying to imagine like the women's perspective. There's a song called You're the Lucky One by there's a song called You're the Lucky One by Alison Krauss. Alison Krauss is basically this kind of older woman, and she shows that she's like looking at this like young guy, and the young guy is some guy who's like not going to settle down, and they see all these like couples having fun, and then the older woman is kind of looking at the young guy and thinking like, oh, and then the young guy notices Alison Krauss looking at him, and then he kind of turns around and looks at her and he goes, what do you say? He looks at her like, you want to have like a fling? You want to have sex? And she goes, no, I know you just want to use me for sex, and then I'll feel like bad about myself. And so I know that like I get the sense that like probably women are in that situation. There's women who are like, I don't want to just have there's all these women on dating sites who say like, no one night stands, I want a relationship, which basically means they want some guy to like comfort them they want a lot of time and money. They want guy to like give them a lot of time and money. And the guy is like, I just want to go fishing. I just want to come into a pussy at the end of the night. And the woman like, well, if you want that, you got to do all my stuff, and you got to give me flowers, and you got to pay for dinner, and you got to be with me. You got to let me own you. And so I'm never going to fucking be able to do that. And I guess the guys who do that, they don't have like any like hobby or something that they do all day, and they're just so lonely that they're like, I'll do it. But I think increasingly, because of the internet, there's a lot of guys like watching anyway, I've described the situation over and over. There's a lot of guys watching OnlyFans trying to like imagine that they're going to get with some young woman. And then there's all these like young women like showing their feet on Facebook. There's all these like women being like, I guess there's just a lot of dudes like ogling young women in some form or another. Either OnlyFans, TikTok, and it's just like, it's all kind of like sad. Which one? I don't know. I just get the sense of that. I get the sense of they're stuck in this fucking game, and there's maybe a few winners. But even I'm convinced that even the fucking winners, it's all misery. Everybody's kind of a little miserable. Even like, what's his name, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson seems like an ultimate winner. He was like a handsome, beautiful man, and he got like a hot woman. He got Oscar. He became a director. He was handsome. He was beautiful. He's still old and terrified. And then his wife is like, "Fuck you! I want that fucking house. I want my money. I suffered your penis, and I want that fucking money." And so it seems like kind of like I could be wrong. It seems like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for men. Nobody's watching, right? I imagine some young man is watching, or some man is watching this, right? And it's just like, you just want like a hot chick, right? You want a hot chick. The women know that you want hotness, but they're not going to let you fuck them if you say, "I just want hotness." And they're going to try to get what they want. They're going to want time and money. And they're talking with each other. They're kind of like, "Come on, Sally, like, what about Bob? Bob might be good." And she's trying to be pretty for some Bob guy. And she's going to go like, don't let him just get sex. Don't let him just get the better of you. You gotta get control of that guy. I don't know. I imagine like women are doing that. They're saying like, "Oh, can you get some rich guy to like fly you?" And then some of them go like, look, I got some rich guy to take me to Hawaii. And they go, "Oh, you bastard." Or they want like a handsome guy. They're like, "Look, I got a handsome like guy who's good to me," or something. I don't know, whatever they want. I can't be either of it. I can't be the like I can't be the handsome manly guy with a beard who's like paying for the woman and doing her bidding, and I can't be like the young cute person who they can show off on Instagram. I can't be good anymore. I can't be good for anyone. And then meanwhile there's just fat, overweight ethnic lady with like 2 kids who's like, "I could use you, do my stuff." And so that's it. That's the situation. I'm never going to be with them. And so what's the point? I should go to the dog park. I should quit jiu-jitsu, and I should just hunker down and be like some like sad like vampire guy, just trying to get through the days and nights until I'm dead, doing something constructive and trying not to get pigeonholed or checkmated in some dead-end service job. That's what I should do. All right, so it's fine. So I'm so terrified. I'm so scared, and I'm so terrified. When I was a kid, I'd always get in some stupid situation, and my mom or dad would have to bail me out. And then in the near future, or sometime in the future, if I'm still alive, after my parents, I'm going to have to manage life on my own. And how can I realistically do that? Just be sensible, grow a mustache. Don't get taken by some gold digger bitch, and don't let your loneliness or lust put you in some situation that ends up costing a lot of time and money. And get through the days and nights. This life thing will be over before you know it. I never could fucking win though. Everyone look at this face. There was always like ugliness and weakness, and I never really could have I never could have won. I never could have been like a beautiful man with a beautiful woman, and I never wanted anything else. I just wanted like a hot chick, and I just wanted a cool job, and I can't do it anymore. And so anyway, I keep describing the situation over and over. I'm gonna try to just get to this. I'm gonna try to, as soon as I can get like enough sense of security, somehow I just have to get like a feeling of like security. Like I'm terrified right now. I'm just like, my bones are like crying. I feel like, I'm really just freaking out. And so as soon as I can like get a grip on myself, I'm gonna try to just do that. I'm gonna try to just do some like, I'm gonna be an old man, just do my little arts and crafts. How can I quit jiu-jitsu? I just gotta man up. No more trying to be a man. No more trying to be a man. No trying to be a man. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm not a man. I'm a weak person. No trying to be a bit. No catering to sex. No trying to be cool. No trying to be edgy. No trying to be funny. No trying to be young. No trying to be a man. No trying to attract a young woman. No trying to be brave. No trying to be impressive. No trying to seem charming. No trying to seem beautiful. No asserting superiority. No defining my bigness off of others' smallness. No older woman ever. Nightmare. I'm kind of good at sculpting heads. That's the only thing anybody says. Like, you're kind of good at like sculpting heads. That's the only thing anybody likes about me. Let's just, if I can get back to that, let's just get back to that and do that until I'm dead. Until I die. Till I die. But I'm still alive. And I'm here to remind you that you should get a job and get married before you're too old. I'm here to remind you that you might not be able to change your genetics and become an imitation cool guy. You ought to know, if you got some plan to become an imitation cool guy and get laid without paying for it, you're not going to be able to do it. But don't let me discourage you. But I think you should just get a good job that you're naturally good at and pay for somebody that you can have sex with until you die, possibly have a kid. That's as good as it gets. Or be some old man in a shack. I'm here to remind you. I don't know, whatever, what do I know? I know I can't find any other better way though. Alright, so this point. Just get me through the fucking, get me through the night. Get me through the night. I have to cry. Yeah, I don't want to be, trying to be strong. My brain just keeps going to like, no trying to be strong. There's this thing where like somebody says, you're a huge pussy. I've been in this situation for a long time. Somebody will watch this and go, hey, how about trying not to be a huge pussy? And I'll be like, I did that. I did like the jujitsu and I did steroids, I did jujitsu, and it's just like, well, I don't know, no one cares. Now life is just all this like awful shit, and like I'm gonna get strong, and then it's gonna be like years of that, and then here's your single mom, overweight ethnic chick who can't have kids, who's gonna want you to mow her lawn and go to the function before you can have sex with her, that you're gonna have to like have 5 drinks before you can get a boner. But yeah, that's what's available, and so it's fun. Just that's the only good place I can get to. I gotta get back to old man, peaceful, no sex, no hope, and just you know what's crazy about that? There's old men who do that in like silence. There's old men, like the real Geppetto, he didn't have internet, and so that's like really hard. It's really hard to imagine like back in the day. There's old men doing their craft with no radio. Like Geppetto's time, I don't even think there was radio. There was no radio. There was candlelight, and there was old men who just did their craft in candlelight in a shack with no, like, that's really fucking like, you think life is like hard now, like nobody's listening, right? But back before I discovered live streaming, I used to try to just listen to like podcasts in my room. Life was so much more it was even more unmotivated. It was really hard to just not feel like sad just sitting in a corner. I used to go to Borders sometimes. I would like take my little computer to Borders, and I would just be like, can I just be around? I would be huddled next to some like older loser guy. There were like some older loser guys who would sit on these couches at Borders, my brother would like mock me. He said, "Why don't you just go to Borders?" My brother was always, it's so fucked up. Like, I really can't change my genetics, and I realized like I've never been able to like there's like deep rooted genetic things that have just made me in this situation that I can't change. I can't overcome my genetics, and it's fucked up because I realize like hopefully my brother's not watching this, but if what I'm kind of thinking is like my brother has like similar genetics, and he was kind of like looking to me. He's kind of looking to me, and he's like, let's just say that I'm just gonna talk out loud. I have to talk to like fix my. There's no reason for me not to talk. Even if my brother watches my thing, he's probably not gonna watch all of this. So let's just say my brother's not even watching. But like my brother, I feel like my brother's kind of like, he's like he's like watching me, and he's saying like, oh, like maybe Sean has a plan on how to get laid with like a young beautiful woman and not get like strapped down. And so I realized like my brother, he was watching my I don't really know. I don't know if this is the situation, but it feels like my brother was watching my. I'm probably like trying to assert superiority in some subtle way right now. No one's even watching. Let's say my brother's not watching this, but my brother was watching my video, and he's like, yeah, like that's what I want to do too. I want, like, my brother said that like we missed these things in our 20s. Like my brother, he had a kid when he was 20, and now he has like a house, and now his kid is kind of moving out, and now he as like. I want to basically say, like, let me guess. You hope that you can fuck some pretty woman without getting strapped down with having her, like, take all your time and money. And then I want to say, like, there's, like, tons of fools doing that. Like, I've been trying to do that, like, my whole adult life. And I want to say to my brother, like, the women, they know they know the game. The women, they know that, like, that men want that. They know that men want pussy with no commitment and no like time or money commitment. And then the women are like, there's all these women on dating sites who say like, no hookups. I thought I made it really clear. It's fucked up. They're like, no, I thought I made it really clear. Why do these men keep like having? It's like, I want a relationship. They want to like own some guy. They want some guy to just be there all the time and do their stuff. I need some guy to like come with me to the store, and I want to go on trips. I'm not mocking them, but it's just like most guys I know from the other side are like, I just want sex. And so my brother says like, just pay for a prostitute. And I'm like, well, that's too depressing. I'll never pay for a prostitute. But it just, I wonder if that's, I don't really know. I'm so cut off from people socially, but I wonder if that's just the male-female situation across the fucking world. I wonder just across the whole world if there's men being like, how can I get some pussy without this lady taking all my time and money? And then there's women who are like, how can I get time and money without this guy, without suffering this guy's penis, and this is without having to suck some old guys, without just. And so women are just kind of like, how can I get time and money without sleeping with some ugly guy, basically? And now that I'm like an ugly guy, or just not attractive enough for anybody I don't want to have sex with, I have to like drop out. But I get the sense from listening to my ex and people that there's women, they're like, how can I get, I'm not talking about my ex specifically, but I would imagine just there's women across the world trying to use their dwindling prettiness to like, how can I get time and money, the most time and money from my sexiness, or occasionally I'll have like a one night stand with some really cool guy who's not going to stay with me, and that's all across the fucking world. And then there's just various there's incel guys, and there's guys who are like, whatever, I'll be indoors doing my inconsequential games. That's me. I'm just gonna do my inconsequential games. But then there's some guys who are doing the trucker job. There's guys who are like, they have a beard and they have like a tattoo and they're doing the UPS job, and they've got some Tinder thing, and they're comparing notes. Like if I go to like jiu-jitsu, I realize a lot of guys, they have some service job and they have a tattoo, and they're like, I got my beard and I got my tattoo and I'm doing this service job, and I got these women I'm trying to fuck on Tinder, and they're comparing and say, well, she's not bad, and she's like, yeah, but she's kind of hot, but she's got 2 kids, and like, it's just this, and there's no like free parking, there's no free parking spot, and everybody knows the fucking situation you're in. It's clear as day, and my situation is just, I can't win anymore. This situation is just clear, like too old. I'm never gonna like the single mom, and that's all that's available, and I'm never gonna like the older woman who's can't have kids, and so that's the only. If I don't get cancer or if I don't die in the next 10 years, I can find some comfort there if I can just keep it together. If I can find a routine where, like, I just get a grip on my brain and just I'm not terror stricken in my bones. There's just terror in my. I can't function. It's like John Lennon said, I can't really function. I'm so full of fear. Right now, I'm just like totally full of fear. Anyway, I'll probably just die. I'll probably just cry. I'm gonna cry until I die. Can you function? I'm just gonna do this. I'm looking at my videos. I'm realizing I'm just doing this until I'm dead. I've already been doing this for like so many years. I'm paralyzed with fear and just crying until it gets me. I've said this all over and over. There's some just talking like this is like good for not being terrified. I can do this. I can just talk until I'm dead. There's some dogs. When I adopted my dog Charlie, who I really love, and my dog Charlie, he was in this kennel, and they had these dogs who were in showrooms. And they said, like, this dog, he needs a loving home, and he likes walks, and he likes this and that, and he can be good. He has a few little problems, but like he just needs a loving home, and he's like, look, like, somebody love me. There's like all these dogs in the window, and nobody really loves him. And then in the back of the kennels, in the back kennels in the Marine Humane Society, there's twice as many dogs in the like not ready for adoption section. There's like the ready for adoption, like maybe they'll get a home, but then there's twice as many dogs in these like dark cages in the back, and they're like fucked up. They were on the street. They have all these ticks, and like they're like nuts. And people are like, the caretakers at the place with donations, they're trying to like rehabilitate them. They're trying to get them like they're trying to clean them up and cure their wounds and give them vaccinations, and they're thinking like that's me. It's like older, like fucked up and terrified, and people are like, I don't think you're gonna make it. I don't think this one's gonna make it. And with the dogs in the cages, they just euthanize them, but with humans they don't do that. And so I'm just gonna be like fucked up in this cage, freaking out, and people are like, I don't think anybody's gonna want him. I'm like, I know, but I can't like quit freaking out. And people are like, can't you just not freak out? I'm like, nah. And they're like, maybe you should just get him on some drug. And it's like, I know that it's just gonna be some dead end service job, overweight ethnic chick, and I'll never understand like how it seems like people who don't have to get the dead end service job and don't have to get the overweight ethnic chick or the single mom, they describe that as like a win. There's like a story in society where it's like, come on, if you clean up your act, there's some single mom who'd love to have you, and there's some like dead end service job. It's like there's some people could use you, and I'm like, it's horrible. So that dead end service job is just horrible, and that overweight ethnic chick single mom is just horrible. And so I don't know how people do that. I don't see those as like a win. And people are like, whatever, just go where you're going to, get through it. We can't help you. And it's like, I know. Anyway, at this point, can I muster the courage to go quit this jiu-jitsu class? Time's just going by. Let's see if we can get a grip. Can I stop freaking out? Alright, so yeah, there's no hope at the fucking jiu-jitsu. I'm concluding this over and over. Jiu-jitsu and improv acting were basically like, maybe I can get strong enough to attract some young, beautiful women. I gave it like 2 years. I won a gold medal. No pretty young woman wants to fuck me. I've put out multiple invitations. I've hit on every woman in like a 50-mile radius. They just want money, and I'm not young and cute enough to get them with like an even trade. I don't know if I ever was. Was I ever young and cute enough to get a pretty woman to sleep with me? Yeah, but they wanted something. They wanted somebody to like keep them, and so I guess it was always about money. I wish I could get in the minds of when I talk to my mom. She's like, it seems like it's kind of always. I don't know. What do you think? Let's just say I don't know. Anyway. Alright, I should quit this jujitsu thing. Can I quit the jujitsu? Yeah. Alright, so if I drive over there now, I might get there by like 10 a.m. and then I just gotta quit. I'll leave in 5 minutes. Actually, I should leave now. And I should just quit the fucking thing. I can always restart later, but when I quit, there's gonna be this like cold, like hopeless feeling. It's like I'm really just, the jiu-jitsu was like maybe I can get strong enough to get some young woman to like me, but now it's like no getting stronger, like really just cooped up at home, elderly dog park life until death. I can always do this though. I can always like rant on live stream to like get rid of loneliness, and so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna quit jiu-jitsu and then try to find I want to find a new way to cope with like the passage of time, get rid of this terror in my bones, establish a routine, and just try to do art, I guess, with the hope of like maybe I can get an artist job. But even if I don't get an artist job, just do something that's good. Nobody likes my like videos or something. Like all of this I'm doing, it's like all like desperate, like, but nobody likes it. If I do that head, at least somebody likes it. At least the heads are like, well, that's good. The heads are the only good thing I ever did. I can't really change my genetics, and so I got to stop this like desperate. Anything I'm doing other than those heads is just desperate terror. Desperate, misguided terror. So as soon as I can get a grip and not too desperate, misguided terror, I should try to do something constructive, and that's really the only good thing I got. The only good thing I got is like I can do good models. That's really it. I wish I could change. I wish I could be charming and beautiful and manly. I wish I could be what young women want, but I can't, and I'm already like old and I have man boobs and shit, and so let's quit. I gotta quit the jiu-jitsu and then just get through, like, maybe it might be like a month, or it might be like the rest of my life. The rest of my life might just be, it probably will be the rest of my life. It's just coping with like chilled out aging and death with no hope, and just trying to like not get stuck at some dead-end service job and not get lonely. I can just do that. I'll make videos until I die, I guess. It's not pretty, but just shacking up with a single mom and getting bossed around for your loneliness is worse. You just don't see that. That's more pathetic. You just don't see it.